Hey guys, Adam here from Lawn Hub and welcome back. Bit of a different video today. One of our most asked questions is, I don't have a sprayer, where do I begin? Well, in this video, we're going to explain all that, so stick around. Okay, so in front of me here, we got three of the cheapest 5-litre sprayers available on the market, starting with Garden Basics, sitting at about that under the $14 mark. Super cheap. We're going to unbox it and have a look. We've got the Nylex here, which is around the $30 mark, and we've got the Solo 408, which is around that $42 mark. So we'll put these two on the ground and we'll start with the Garden Basics. Okay, so starting with the Garden Basics. The Garden Basics at the time of filming sits under $14. So that's a very low budget, very friendly on the pocket, and is very much an entry-level sprayer. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't perform well. Before I upgraded to a Solo, I actually had a Garden Basics sprayer, and it is still in my shed, and it's used for stuff that I don't really care about anymore. So your harsher chemicals. So we'll unbox it. So in the supermarket, they always told me every good manager has a kniff being a knife. So we've got a steel wand, which is an upgrade. Obviously, yeah, well, I did not realize it came with a steel wand. So that's pretty good value if you ask me. Steel, aluminium, I'm not sure what it is, but it's not plastic. So something to consider. Just comes with an adjustable spray pattern nozzle, which we'll talk about in a sec. In here you've got a strap and an O-ring replacement. This is actually turning out to be good value for money at the moment. And then we got the 5-litre sprayer itself and the box. See you later. So you've got a pressure release here as well. So once it is tightened up, you can release the air. What this won't allow you to do is customize the nozzle. So unless you've got a specific fitting that is like this, that's nozzle interchangeable, you're stuck with that nozzle. But this nozzle is going to be a great entry-level nozzle for you for spraying all of our Lawn Hub products, including NSFW. So if you have weeds in your lawn, broadleaf weeds, and you want to eradicate them and you have purchased NSFW, this sprayer for under $14 is going to be your best bet. Do not use a watering can, do not use one of those hose-on applicators. This is what you need, and for $14, I don't think you can really go wrong. Like I said, I've had a Garden Basics sprayer. I've still got one, it still works. And if it does what it needs to, it's very good value for money. I think this is a great starting point, especially those that have purchased NSFW and don't have a pressure sprayer and like to keep things on a budget. So I touched on earlier about my owning of one of these sprayers. So I've got a Garden Basics. It's not this model. I think it was the one before or the one before that. It's actually blue and not green. It performs as it needs to. That model was a bit more expensive, and I was able to actually customize the nozzle set. So it does have a flat fan nozzle in it, much more suited to applying products. But at a bare minimum for $14, this is going to be better than a lot of your other applicators, such as a watering can and those hose-on applicators. Nylex. So this is another budget-friendly sprayer. It appears to have a much more stronger handle, a bit harder construction, a bit of a larger handle, but we'll unravel it and have a look. Now, Nylex is, again, another brand that is readily available on the market and in a hardware store. That's obviously the benefit of the first two sprays here, is that they are commonly available at hardware stores everywhere. Whereas the Solo, unless there's a local stockist near you that stock them in a physical store, if you're in Adelaide, somewhere like Waterpro, then online like lawnhub.com.au is obviously where you can purchase them from. Now, this is actually stainless steel, so a bit stronger construction. Again, bit going on. Oh, Dylan. Nylex have stepped the game up. They have definitely stepped the game up. This is very exciting. So Am I just having a moment here? That doesn't come off. All right, that doesn't come off. So in here, we've got instructions. Got another carry over the shoulder strap. We've got 2 nozzle sets. So we've got a very similar one to the Garden Basics where it's that adjustable spray fan nozzle. And then we've also got one with a flat fan nozzle. That is fantastic. That, if you had the choice and you had the option, definitely go with a flat fan nozzle over this type of sprayer nozzle. However, if this is all you've got, this is better than nothing. Remember, this is better than a watering can and those hose-on applicators. Looking at it, so it seems to be very similar design in terms of the handle. Now remember, these are obviously built to a budget, so you're not going to have the quite, as the most expensive sprayers in the market, but for, spraying a little lawn, like at my house, for example, I've got like 40 square meters out the front and 40 out the back. So I don't need a big battery powered backpack sprayer at all. This is more than enough. I'm genuinely was not expecting that. And you saw me open it live on national television, or your phone, or your tablet, or wherever you're watching this from. So I did not know that this came with a flat fan nozzle. So the handle's a lot more comfy with this one. I can definitely feel there's a lot more ergonomics in it. So it's a big word for me, #Gawler. But that fits nicely in the hand. Again, the wand isn't very long, but it serves a purpose. And like I said, it comes with that flat fan nozzle. Nice pumping action. And it's got a pressure release here as well, I think. There we go, so you pull it out. And that's really important. You don't want to leave your sprayer pressurized when you're not using it. So for $30 is pretty good value. So I'll grab the Garden Basics, which is $14, under $14. So we'll start with the handles. The handle on the Nylex is a lot more, it's a lot more sturdy. It's a lot, it's a lot firmer, where this one appears to be quite flimsy and quite thin. I do feel if you do reef on that the wrong way, you are going to bend, snap, and crack it. However, and again, the handles are quite different. So the Garden Basics being quite small, it works at the moment. But again, I've had mine, I don't look after it. In saying that, I think this is the much more budget option of the sprayer. The one I've got is a little bit different. This is a thicker and is a rounder or a larger diameter is the word I'm looking for, wand, whether that's quite thin. And of course you do get the 2 nozzle selections with the Nylex, so that's a win. But again, for under $14, this is going to be better than your watering can as an applicator or a hose-on application. So if I had the choice, and that's the beautiful thing about Australia is we do have the choice, and you had the extra $16, I'm definitely leaning more towards the Nylex Sprayer because of the flat fan nozzle. Now, first of all, what is a flat fan nozzle? So a flat fan nozzle is a nozzle that will spray in a pattern that is in a straight line. So if you were to sort of look at it, it sprays out directly 45 degrees or thereabouts from the nozzle tip down and in a straight line. So if it's spraying down, it's spraying like that. So it's nice and even, and it's more direct and precise. This sort of style nozzle applicator will come out in like a circle, and it will spray out. It's not as even, it's not as precise, but it is an applicator via pressure sprayer. So again, it's better than nothing. But if you did have the choice and you did have the budget, definitely look at the flat fan nozzle. All right, and the last one, the one that we sell, our cheapest 5 litre sprayer that we sell is the Solo 408. Yeah, we sell a lot of these sprayers. They are very much a favorite amongst a lot of our customers, and a great option for those that don't have a sprayer and maybe over the free shipping threshold or just below. You can get this, if you're ordering this amongst other things for the first time, you can combine it so you don't have to pay shipping. Now, first off, we'll start with the wand. That is a much more heavy duty wand, but you'll notice it's got the spray nozzle applicator. So we'll have to wait and see what else is in here. But that wand is better than, in my opinion, is a lot more sturdier, a lot more versatile, and actually is probably leading the wand, if you could lead a wand race. Again, the handle is nice and strong and bulky. And then we've got another, they must all buy the same strap for the shoulder. And then we'll unravel it. Pressure release valve as well. The handle, this is by far the best handle. Yeah, obviously we use solo sprayers quite often on this channel and at home, so I'm quite familiar with the solo handle, and it is a very nice handle. There we go. So that's a much better handle in one combo. However, the nozzle is probably at this point in time what's letting it down. I'm just going to open this just to see if there's any goodies inside. I don't think there is. No goodies. Quality wise, this feels a lot sturdier. Just the nozzle at this point is letting it down. So the nozzle upgrade kit does fit to all solo ones. And the beauty of this is that you do get that flat fan nozzle, but you also get the air induction nozzle. So I suppose this is a budget option for a, oh, there's a little filter in there. I didn't see a filter in the other two. So that's handy. That's good, because there's obviously there's no filter in here and there was no filter in there. So unless it's in the handle, might have to have a look. But that's handy to know, the filter there. So, you know, that added protection. But yeah, the nozzle upgrade kit fits on all solo ones, which is good to know. Those of you that like to take their lawn a little bit more seriously but can't justify the price of a battery sprayer, you know, this is a good setup here with the nozzle upgrade kit, because it gives you your flat fan nozzle, which we use for many applicators, so many applications, so like our liquid fertilizers, our herbicides. But then the air induction nozzle is perfect and for things like wetting agents, also things like a acelerin liquid, pre-emergents like Barricade. The air induction nozzle is what is recommended on the label to make the most out of the product. And of course, it's all quick connect and boom. So, you know, I suppose that's an option, but we're here to talk about budget sprayers and budget options. And at the moment, it's pretty hard to go past the Nylex because of the nozzle that comes with it. Might have to get on to solo, see if they can, because I understand that these aren't specifically for lawn applications. These are for garden applications, lawn being part of the garden. So this is, you know, if you were spraying, I don't know, if you were spraying something on your roses or your hedges or something, then that nozzle, whilst not being precise, is going to be suffice. We can turn that into a shirt. So O-rings coming out, but you know, it's definitely an option, and it's a very sturdy sprayer. Again, we touched on warranty. Solo have a great warranty, and obviously if you purchase it from us, we go over and above to sort it out. So I don't think warranty for any of these sprayers are an issue. The quality on this handle and the wand and the handle is very good. I'm very happy with that. Just the one thing that just gets me is the standard nozzle that comes with it. Obviously is fittable with the nozzle upgrade kit though. The Nylex, I mean, it's very hard to go past something that comes, especially in the lawn space, with that flat fan nozzle. I was going to check for a filter, wasn't I? No filter. No filter in there. So no filter there. So I suppose the solo for nozzle protection wins there. And I also like this. So on the side here, it has a little attachment. That's cool. The solo one has one up here. Clips in like that. So that's a cool feature. And the Garden Basics also has got one here in the handle as well. So that's all pretty good. That's, you know, good for storage. I actually don't mind that. That's good. So they've all got locking handles as well, so they don't go anywhere. They've all got, you know, little areas to store the wand. The good feature about this one is it's budget friendly. That's the purpose of this sprayer. It is a budget friendly option, and it's going to get you out of trouble, and it's going to get you a far better application than a watering can or a hose-on applicator. The downfalls is it's a little bit flimsy, it's a little bit thin. The nozzle selection's not ideal, but like I said, for a budget option, it's really good. And for under 14 bucks, I'm not sure you can really go wrong. There's definitely worse things to spend $14 on. So rating out of 10 in terms of value for money, it's about an 8, to be honest. For under $14 at the point of this, at the timing of this video, value for money is about an 8, if I'm being honest with you. It is what it is. Application will probably be a 5 out of 10 in terms of what we want, but 5 out of 10 is better than a 1 out of 10 with a watering can or a hose-on applicator when we're talking about our products. So overall, as a sprayer option, it's probably a 6.5 out of 10, to be honest. It'll get the job done, and for under $14, I mean, can't really go wrong. The Nylex, again, a very good budget-friendly option. The build quality is a little bit better than the Garden Basics, but not as good as the Solo. It gets bonus points for the flat fan nozzle, so that does push the value for money up by a point, I think. So value for money for this sprayer, in my opinion, is probably about a 9 out of 10. So it's around that $30 mark. You do obviously get the 2 choice of nozzle options as well. The build quality is good. The spray application, again, is going to get more points because of the flat fan nozzle. So the application is probably an 8 out of 10. And to be honest, as an overall sprayer, it's probably, around that 7 to 8 out of 10. I don't think you can really go wrong. And like I discussed before, warranty is not an issue with any of these sprayers. So definitely a good option. And lastly, the Solo 408. So value for money for what you get in terms of build quality, again, it's probably an 8 out of 10. It's sturdy. You got a really nice handle, wand. Obviously, the thing that lets it down the most is the nozzle selection. So unless you want to purchase this separately to get the best application with a flat fan and an air induction, if these nozzle sets came with this sprayer for the price point of $42, it would score a 10 in probably all sections. But unfortunately, it gets an 8 for value for money because of the build quality. For what you get, for only $10 more, you are getting quite a better handle and wand setup. Application, however, has to be in line with the Garden Basics. For lawn specific and our products, gets a 5 out of 10 because of the spray nozzle that comes with it. But overall sprayer, we use these. We actually, at the time we are filming this video, Riley is currently using one in the garden. So it is a great sprayer. So again, it probably rates it at an 8 out of 10. It's just the nozzle that lets it down. There are many types of different online stores that can offer just a nozzle replacement. And if you already have a Solo sprayer at home, it may just be a case of that this applicator you can manipulate a bit. This one in particular you can't. But that would definitely boost it up if it came with one of these nozzle sets. But again, a really good option, really budget-friendly option, and we use them here at Lawn Hub. So obviously they are 3 of the most budget-friendly option 5-litre sprayers on the market available. They all have their pros and cons, and they all have their certain levels of entry in terms of budget. So any of those 3 sprayers are going to be great for your application of any of the Lawn Hub products, especially NSFW. Pop down in the comment section below which one you would choose on this budget, or is there something else that you would look at, or maybe we should look at doing. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.